Great game by both opponents. Florida Gulf Coast came in with one thing on their mind, and that was to win. We came in with one thing on our mind, and that was transition defense. And we had to do a much better job of stopping them in transition in order to have a chance to win. And that's what happened in the second half.
If we can work backwards, Dylan's shot at game's end, he told us that you had a little heart-to-heart with him about taking big shots. I mean, was that seeing what was going to happen here, or what's the
Actually, that happened last week. I had that conversation with him. No, not Friday. What's today?
Today's Saturday.
Today's Saturday. So I had that conversation with him on Tuesday, and we talked about, you know, being the best player and what comes with being the best player. You may not have your best game, but you got to have your best finish, and that's what we talked about. And I said you got to show it every day in practice that you're the best player. If you want to take these shots at the end of the game, you got to prove to it in practice. And he's done a great job of doing that. He didn't have his best game going in, but I've seen him enough to know what he can do. And I wanted to put the ball in his hands at the end. I told him, hey, if they see what they give you, 5 seconds is an eternity. So you got all day to do what you want to do. And once he dribbled up and I saw that they backed off, I thought he was going to shoot it, but didn't know. Then he took the shot. Then when it left his hands, I'm like, oh, that's going in. It's going in. And then it drops, and it's like, oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. So that was the whole thing, and just watching that. And you know, it was just fun, a fun game to be a part of. What more can I say about that shot? It was a great shot.
If I can be direct for a second, as a coach, that has to be gratifying. You have that talk, you set it up, and it all flows.
And it all comes. It normally never happens like this. You know that, right? It's like I have this conversation, and then he never has an opportunity to hit a game winner, and it never comes that way. But it just so happened we had that conversation on Tuesday, and you know, it was a 5-10 minute conversation. So I'm sure when he took that three, Van Wright did his up, and Van was up on that shot. So it was good for Van. I know Van was pleased with that shot.
That's a Walt Disney type movie ending?
I would say so. You don't really get a lot of opportunities. I played here. When I played, I think I had a couple opportunities, and I hit a couple of them. So it was a lot of fun, you know, to be a part of. I remember those days, and you know, it's great for the kids to be in a game like this, and then see that we're able to pull it out. You know, that's the biggest thing. That gives you confidence for the next time you're in that situation. Those guys wouldn't panic, and that's been the biggest thing. Is we didn't panic. We got down 12 early, something like that, 14. I'm not even sure how much it was, but we were down big early, and the guys didn't panic, you know, and they were able to stick together. We were able to chip away at it. I told them in the timeout, we're not going to get it back at once. We got to chip away at it, and it starts with the defense. We got to do a great job on the defensive end, and we got to get back to playing really good defense. We got to limit those guys in transition, and we were able to get back, and that's what got us back into the game, was our transition defense. Now they still scored because they're good at what they do, but they didn't score 90-something points as they did. They're averaging 92 points, and we were able to hold them 12 under their average, so that's big for us.
You mentioned the transition defense. Can you also talk the rebounding? Because early on, they were crushing you guys on the boards.
They were definitely crushing us on the boards to start the game. Midway through the game, we were able to get stops when we needed them, and we were able to get out in transition with our rebounding. Derek did a great job once again with us, leading us with 11. So he was solid. DiMaggio had 7. Justin Turner has 7 as well. So we got a contribution from everybody on the team on the defense. Dylan Fry had 6. So it's a team effort on the rebounding, and all those guys were in there battling. So that's all I can ask for, is that they get in there and battle and fight for everything down there, and they did.
Offensively, you guys also seemed to become more aggressive as the game went on. There were not a lot of free. I had you 2 of 4 in the first 10 minutes. 3 of 4 in the first 10 minutes of the game, you end up with 33. Was that by design, be aggressive, go to the basket?
The main thing was continue to do what we do. Our guys drive, they can shoot threes, they can do pretty much all of that. So I wanted to get a mixture. I thought in the first half we passed up some threes to drive it a little bit more. But I thought once we drove the ball, we went strong to the basket. Referees did a good job of calling it both ways. I mean, they called it both ways, and they got their share of opportunities of fouls, and we did as well. So you rarely get a game that's called that closely and that well by, those guys did a fabulous job. So we wanted to drive it more in the second half, but still take the open shots, and we did that. And we put a little more pressure on those guys, and we were able to hit our free throws.
Did you defensively have and I know you mentioned that they are good at what they do, did you have a goal in mind for number of possessions for the game?
No, we don't control that part. We go points per possession. So we try to hold our opponents under one. So if it's a 60 possession game, we try to have them under 60 points. So that's our goal, and that's what we work on in trying to get that done. I think we achieved that goal. I think we were over 80 possessions, so we did a great job on the defensive end for our guys. So that's the one thing that we really look at is that.
33 free throws, Coach. Is that going to be a characteristic of this team, trying to draw some fouls, attack the basket like that? Is that something you'd like to see on?
If we can get to the free throw line, is always a plus. I just don't want to force it. Now we're trying to do things that, just drive it in there and hit people. I mean, I like to play off of what the defense gives us, and if they give us the penetration, then yes, we got to take it. If they give us the threes, then we have to take that as well. So just tonight, we just happen to put a lot of pressure on those guys because of the way they defended. They're out pressuring and trying to get up on you, and that's basically to our strengths. I mean, our guys can drive it. I think if they sit back, I think we got good enough shooters on our team that, we can hit shots as well. So I think that's the balance that we have this year in all 5 positions, and even the subs that we have coming in off the bench. We got a much better balanced team than, previous years.
Seemed like you couldn't get any separation from them there right at the end. Was there any, especially when they came back to tie, was there any panic? What was the mood of this young team in a game?
Smile. Got in a huddle, told a joke, and they laughed. And I don't know if it was funny. I can't remember what I said, but they laughed, and that loosened them up right there. And then Derek missed 2 free throws right after that. So, but it was good. It was good. He played his tail off. I mean, Derek is he just goes after it down there on both ends, and he plays so hard and such a physical kid for a freshman. So Derek did a great job for us, and they came down. We knew they were going to drive it. You can tell them all day, but you still got to stop it at the end of the day. So we knew what they were doing. He just did a great job. Johnson did a great job of driving it and drawing the foul, and I think he's a 66% free throw shooter and nailed both free throws. So he did his part. They're an experienced team. They're veterans. They've been through this. I knew they weren't going to panic, so the main thing was trying to keep my guys loose and not panic as well. So that was it. And like I said, drew up the play for Dylan at the end, and 5 seconds was a lot of time just to let him get that opportunity.
Say something about the atmosphere tonight, the Bill Frack
Oh, man. Bill Frack challenge was it was a success, I would say. And this kind of reminded me of Anderson. We're getting closer. We're getting closer to my ultimate goal is to have this place packed like Anderson Arena. Students showed up, really nice, have that kind of crowd. Whenever you could play in front of that type of atmosphere, at the end it got so loud. When Dylan hit that shot, it was so loud. I'm like, oh my goodness, it's loud, Then I look up and it's 0.2 seconds, like, oh my goodness, it's still time, like, wait a minute, I'm about to call timeout, don't know what to do. Then they went, and referees wanted to check the time and put .9 back on, and told our guys that we have to guard the 3-point line right now, and did a great job. They did a great job.
One other thing, by the way, the possessions were 85 them, 84 you. Does that kind of mollify that you turned the ball over 14 times because there was so many possessions in the game?
I still don't like to turn them over, but my biggest goal, I told our guys beforehand, let's have dead ball turnovers and not live ball turnovers. Live ball turnovers, when we turn it over and they can go out and transition and now score. If we have dead ball turnovers, now they have to take it out and we can set our defense. So I thought we had more dead ball turnovers than live. So I can live with 14 turnovers. It's two types of turnovers. And, you know, dead ball turnovers, meh. I don't like to turn it over, but I can live with a dead ball turnover because we get a chance to set our defense.